Welcome back to another episode of Good Chatter. Josh Palet with Dave Palet, and today's episode is going to be a little bit different. A San Diego icon, great baseball coach Mickey Deutschman died last night, September 23rd, and we wanted to tell a couple stories and remember him for the great person that he was. For me, Mickey was a coach that wasn't political at all. All he wanted to do was coach baseball, and he was the best I ever knew. And this guy right here coached with him for a few years. He was like a father figure to my dad, and he has some great stories, so I'm going to let him take it away.
Yeah, Mickey was great. So not only did Mickey coach Josh, but he also was around my younger son, Jake, which Jake loved him. And Mickey treated him fantastic. If you know Mickey has coached people at all different levels, from little kids, who I used to bring to Little League fields all the time, to give instruction on hitting and approach to baseball, but he would also dealt with semi-pro ball players, guys that were major league talent that were trying to get back to the majors. He dealt with everyone on a fantastic basis. I mean, he was very unique. Unfortunately, he used the same language with a 28-year-old that he would also use with an 8-year-old. So when he would call the kids, "That's not how you do it, Dick," it didn't always go over so well with 8-year-olds who were completely shocked, and their parents whose heads almost fell off. But guess what? The kids became better hitters. He was outstanding, and he was with the Atlanta Braves as a scout for more than 20 years. And this is when the Braves were really good in the 90s, when they had guys like Tom Glavine and Chipper Jones and Ryan Klesko and some of these guys that came up through the organization. It was scouts like Mickey with the Braves that helped them win 15 straight division championships. A lot of people in San Diego know him from his time with coaching at West Hills High School as a pitching coach. He was Steven Strasburg's coach. He was also coach at Grossmont, and most people know him from the Verona Stars. And he was outstanding. For me, I learned a ton from him. And if you know my background, 27 years as a broadcaster, I've been lucky enough to be on Major League Baseball fields for those 27 years. And I'd sit behind the turtle during batting cage, and I would talk to everybody that would talk to me. I would talk to Albert Pujols and Ken Griffey Jr. and Tony Gwynn and Stan Musial even, who would come to town with the Cardinals. And I'd pick their brain all the time about what they see and approach to hitting. And then I would talk to Mickey. And one thing about Mickey is I learned something every single day. And not saying he's the smartest baseball guy in the world, the smartest guy, though, that I ran into. And everything made sense. The one thing about Mickey is he didn't have an ego. Mickey was always, "I'm not doing it my way, I'm doing it the baseball way." And he immediately took ego out of it. Basically, was trying to give you the tools and the answers to the test to hopefully one day make it to the major leagues. And many of the people that he has coached have gone on to the major leagues and have had tremendous success. One of Josh's teammates, great story, was a freshman at Eastlake High School, and I coached on the staff there. Josh was there, and he was struggling, and he was hitting below 200 his freshman year, and I decided to bring him to Mickey. And so Mickey deals with him at Verona on a Sunday morning, shows him a couple things, hitting the ball over the fence, he's hitting shots everywhere, goes back the next week and the next week. And it became part of his routine where he went back every Sunday for 4 straight years. And he went from being a hitter that was a below 200 hitter to hitting over 450 his sophomore year, his junior year, his senior year. Got drafted right out of high school, decided to go to UC Santa Barbara, goes and plays in the Cape Cod League, which is the top league for college players, and set a record for the highest batting average in the history of the Cape Cod League, to the point where they even took his bat and put it in Cooperstown in the Hall of Fame. And this was all because of Mickey. And he did an outstanding job with so many guys. But I think what most people will remember about him was he was a character. He was 78 years old when he passed. He was only about, what do you think, 5'2", 5'3"?
Yeah.
Okay. And he would say, "What's up, baby?" And then it took him 2 seconds later to call you a dick. And he was never malicious or a jerk about anything. He was just awesome. So some of the things that I want to share are some of the stories, because with COVID right now, I know we're going to get a chance to get together with the people that loved Mickey the most, but wanted to share some of these stories because I'm seeing them on Facebook, and I know the newspaper is going to do a story on Mickey, but I wanted to share some of the stories that I had, because when he got the job at West Hills as the head coach, he called me up. I was the first person he called to offer a coaching job to. And in my mind, I was thinking, there's no way in hell I'm going to West Hills every day. It's 25 miles each way from where I live. I don't want to sit in traffic on the way there, sit in traffic on the way home. I love Mickey, but I'm not doing it. Well, he asked me, "Hey, will you be my pitching coach?" 2 seconds later, pulled a Jedi mind trick on me, and I'm his coach. I'm his guy. And right away, I didn't regret it. Right away, I loved it. and he would tell me certain things I had to show up to. Like the first time that Mickey had to meet the parents at West Hills and introduce himself. So we meet inside the auditorium, and the whole auditorium is filled with parents who are just staring at him as, who's this old man, and what's he going to teach my kids, and why is the program going to be better now that this guy's here? And I'm sitting to his left, and he says, first thing, just want to let you guys know, I drink a lot, and I only drink when we win. MGD stands for when Mickey gets drunk. And I'm like, holy shit. And I just cover my face going, you're going to get fired right now. You cannot say that in a school district. Nobody in the room complains or says anything. They're like, damn right. And 3 seconds later, one of our assistant coaches who shows up late walks from the back of the auditorium down the stairs. And he goes, sorry, everybody, I'm late. And they go, Russ, where were you? And he goes, I was coaching the soccer game against Santana. Russ, did you win? No, we tied 2-2. No drinking for you tonight, Russ. People all angry, screaming at him. Russ is walking down the stairs, sits down next to him, and goes, what the fuck just happened? And I was like, dude, I'll explain to you later. Mickey, I can't even explain it to you right now. I'll explain it to you later. It'll all make sense, I think. But Mickey still has the job, which is amazing, 5 seconds in. And so he gets the job, and he's happy to coach the kids. And he goes through the whole tryout process, and when we get everything going and we're ready to go, and I tell Mickey, this is in October, hey, you got to order uniforms, because the uniforms that West Hills had were the same uniforms I think Steven Strasburg had. I mean, high school uniforms are supposed to last about 3 years, and we've had the same uniforms for over 10. And he's like, all right. Of course, he didn't order the uniforms. It wasn't a lot of money. I'm not blaming Mickey on that he half-assed it, but either he just didn't care about it, or they didn't have the money. Either way, kids didn't have any uniforms. 2 days before the first game, did you get the uniforms? I didn't order the uniforms. Kids just want to play baseball. They don't care. I go, they care. I go, our rival Santana has like 3 jerseys. They care. We don't have our own clubhouse. We don't have our own uniforms. The kids want nice stuff. And so he shows up the day before the first game, and he shows up with a box of white pants. And he starts throwing out these Mizuno pants to all the kids. Here you go. And the kids thinking jerseys are coming next. There are no jerseys coming next. And they're all Mizuno pants. And Mizuno pants, if anyone who's ever played baseball knows, unless you're like 130 pounds, you're going to look like shit in these pants. They're all tight. You're going to look like a dumb fat sausage. You're going to look ridiculous in these pants. Kids are like, what the fuck's the deal with these pants? And so Mickey says, what's wrong with you guys? And he says, I got you new pants. How about that? And I go, Mickey, what about our uniforms? We got the pants for now. And like, Mizuno sucks. The kids are getting pissed. This stinks. What are we doing? And Mickey goes, give me all the pants back. Takes all the pants back. He's fuming, but he's not showing it yet.
Yeah.
And then he goes, look, motherfuckers. He calls the kids motherfuckers. Look, motherfuckers. The first time a girl invites you in the bedroom and you stick your dick in, are you going to leave because it doesn't fit right? Or are you going to sit there and try and make it work? You're going to sit there and try and make it work like you're going to make these fucking pants work. And I don't know. I'm thinking, all right, well, today's his last day coaching. Kids are like, that makes a lot of fucking sense. Give me my pants. Every kid took the pants. Nobody complained. And he got his guy, and they took the shitty pants. They looked ridiculous when they wore them, but still, no new jerseys in the shitty pants, and that was it. We started our season. So I'm like, oh my God, here's another one. He passes again, able to go through the process. First game we play, we're trying to get a win. Mickey says, infield in. Crucial point of the game. Game tied, 6th inning, tells everybody infield in. Everybody but the second baseman comes in. I don't know why he doesn't come in. Guy throws the ball, where do you think it goes? Right to second base, okay? Grounder to second, throws it to first, runner on third scores. We fall behind. Mickey calls time, walks to the mound. And you can hear him clear as day at West Hills. Why in the fuck did you come in when I said infield in? And the kid says, I didn't feel like it. Well, you know what? You could go get fucked. You get off the field, go to that grease board in the goddamn dugout, scrape your name off, and go to your fucking car and get the fuck out of here. And I'm just like, oh shit. I'm going to be the manager tomorrow. Like, what are you doing? I signed up because of you. You're going to make it through one game. Nothing happens. Of course, nobody turns him in. He makes it through. We lose the game, of course. And he tells the kid to go get fucked. And I'm like, you can't tell high school kids to go get fucked. Mickey could. Okay, so we go through the process of going through everything, of Mickey screaming at the kids, and then he would sit there and he would sit there and he would do his thing where he'd yell and he'd get upset and he'd yell at the umpires, and kids started to fall in love with him. he's our guy. He's our guy. And we're playing Point Loma, and a kid on Point Loma on a ball hit to the outfield ran from first base straight across the pitcher's mound to third base, and then ran home to get the winning run. Mickey loses his mind, which he should have. Tells the umpire, "How did you miss that?" And the umpire says, "I never saw it, Mickey." And Mickey lost his mind. He got suspended 2 games. Okay. And you're like, the kids were like, "Hey, he fought for us."
Yeah.
Again, he was one of ours. So most of the kids bought in. They were in on Mickey, and they were all ready to go. So we get to the senior year of the kids that are part of the second group that he's coaching. And as we're going through the senior year, as you know, we've coached with me in high school. It's tough to cut seniors, and so we have one kid on the team that Mickey wants to cut, and he goes, "That kid can't play. I don't want him." And I said, "Mickey, you got to put him on the team. He's been through the whole process. He's worked his ass off at senior year. You got to let him finish it out.
Yeah,
Kid can't play. I don't want him on my team." And I said, "Just do it for me." And so Mickey puts him on the team. Kid doesn't play. He always asks me, "Why aren't I playing?" And Mickey says, "I'm told you I'm not going to play him. It's your fault that he's here. I don't like anything about him." He wants it to his face. It ain't it to me. And finally, we're playing like Mount Miguel. And Mickey says, "Hey, you're starting." And I'm like, "Hey, kid has a chance to prove what he can do." Kid shows up, first batter, strikes out the guy. And I'm like, I'm looking good. I'm like, "Told you, should have played him the whole time."
Yeah.
The next 18 pitches are all balls. All right, can't throw a fucking strike. Nowhere close to the home plate. And Mickey just walks out of the dugout, crosses his arms, and everyone can hear at Mount Miguel. It's quiet as can be, and he's between the dugout and the first base line, and he just goes, "This kid fucking sucks!" Just screams it. And of course, it was directed at me. It wasn't directed at the kid. It was directed at me for him, being a horse's ass to listen to me to do something nice. And he's like, just shaking his head at me, like, "What are you doing?"
What the fuck?
Yeah, what are you doing? It's your fault that we got caught into this whole deal. So we go through our seasons and we're wrapping up, and for me, I know it's going to be my last year at West Hills. I'm gonna move on after 3 years, and Mickey's coaching his last game with me, and we have a very good relationship. And he says, "Blue, time in the 6th inning, time." And the umpire's like, what's going on?" And he goes, "Hey, did you lose your cell phone?" And the umpire goes, "What?" And he takes his mask off and starts feeling around and goes, "No, Mickey, mine's right here in my back pocket." Mickey goes, "Are you sure?" And he walks down the third base line, and he turns his phone, and he had it set up on the screen where it said 99 missed calls. He goes, "This one has 99 missed calls on it. I could have sworn it was yours." "Mickey, get the fuck out of here." And Mickey walks off, winks at me, and he goes, "I've been planning that joke for a year." So he drops that on there. So we had a million stories that were all probably not appropriate for high school baseball, but they let it go at West Hills. I didn't say a word about any of them because I don't want to ruin a chance for Mickey, but Mickey would laugh at all these stories. And one that stands out to me, where we're about to play a game, and this will be the last one, but he stands out to me and he hands out the lineup card. Kids are just about to take the field, and he goes, "Hey, everybody in. I just want to let you guys know I got the clap 10 times. And I'm like, "What the fuck?" And he goes, "Yeah, I got the clap 10 times. All the kids don't even know what the fuck the clap is." I go, "Mickey, it's not 1948. Nobody knows what the fucking clap is." And he goes, "What is it called now?" I go, "I think it's got gonorrhea." He goes, "Right now, you're looking at an old man thinking, that guy got the clap 10 times. He goes, "You should be looking at me going, that old man got laid 10 times. Take the field." I'm like, "What the fuck did I do with anything?" But I think he was just trying to make everybody relax,
Yeah.
just play the thing. But I just remember going, "Oh my God, dude, this is worse than Bad News Bears,"
Yeah.
I got Walter Matthau in the dugout with me, and he cracked up, and every time he would say something inappropriate, he just looked at me like, "Was that good?" I go, "No, that wasn't good." I would shake my head at him all the time. He said, "Am I allowed to say that?" "No, you are not allowed to say that." And here, I got one more. I'm sorry.
I
I
got
said
two
that
more.
was that
Montgomery
one.
and Christian.
Oh yeah. Thank you.
I'm here
Thank
for
you. Thank
Mickey
you.
is. I'm here
Thank
for
you,
you.
because there's so many of them.
Yeah.
I'm glad you reminded me on that.
Yeah.
All right. So we're playing Montgomery High School, okay, and it's a winter ball game. Winter ball games usually like at 10 in the morning, and we're playing at Montgomery, and we lose, and he's furious that we lose. We lose in the last inning, and he brings everybody to the side by the wall ball courts, and so the parents are like 3 feet away. I mean, they can hear everything he says, And he goes, you know, I don't know what the fuck just happened here. He goes, all I wanted to do was wake up this morning, win a ball game, get drunk, and drive home. That's all I wanted to do today. And I'm like, what? Hold on. You mean you meant to say you wanted to win a ball game, drive home, and get drunk? What did I say? I go, you had the drinking before the driving. Okay. All I wanted to do, let me repeat this again. Wanted to win a ball game. I want to get drunk, and then I'm going to drive home. Okay? That's all I wanted to do. I was like, fuck it. You know, but nobody complained. Not one parent freaked out. But he's like, you guys understand, I can't drink now because you guys lost this shitty game at 10 in the morning. So the Christian story, here we go. So Christian high school, obviously Christian for a reason. And we're at Christian high school where they prefer you don't swear. And we're playing and our pitcher's struggling. And Mickey tells a kid, go get warmed up in the bullpen. And the way it is at Christian in the visiting dugout, you can't see the bullpen from where we're at. It's behind the dugout. So you literally have to leave the dugout, go around and check to see what the guy's doing. So he tells a kid in the dugout, same kid, by the way, who told him this kid fucking sucks, same exact kid, tells him, hey, go check and see if he's ready to go. He goes, all right. And the kid on our mound sucking. Mickey turns around and the kid's still there. And Mickey looks over and the kid's on his phone like this. And he goes, what are you doing? He goes, I'm looking at YouTube videos. What the fuck are you doing looking at YouTube videos? I fucking gave you a job to do. You get your ass out here. We're getting the shit kicked out of us out there. You get your fucking ass up and go see if that fucking kid is ready to fucking pitch. And the umpire comes walking on. Mickey, what are you doing? This is a Christian school. We cannot have language like that in this school. And Mickey, without missing a beat, just turns around and goes, I know. Somebody in here keeps yelling fuck, and I'm trying to get to the bottom of it. And he goes like, okay, you do that. It's like there's only one guy yelling fuck. It's coming from the same guy. I mean, only one guy has that Mickey voice. And the umpire just went right back to his spot. And Mickey, again, with the wink at me. See how I handled that? It was timed out perfect. But again, he coaching you, coaching Jake, the way he called everybody baby, the way he joked about the alcohol and everything else. Everything was meant in fun to basically get those guys to relax. And I think a lot of the kids that had them and didn't understand them appreciate them as they get older. I'm looking at a bunch of Facebook posts where the people I'm not so sure appreciate them when they were in school with them. Now that they're 21, 22 years old, you could see that they appreciate the coach that they had. That not only was he a great baseball coach, but he didn't treat you like a drill sergeant. He understood it was an after-school activity. He was going to make it fun. He was going to keep it loose. He wanted to win ball games, but he was going to make you a better baseball player, and I know he did that for so many, and there's a reason why so many people had success in professional baseball because of him.
Yeah. Mickey, I love you. I appreciate everything you did for me and my family, and I'll see you again.
Absolutely. We love you very much, Mickey, and again, when I say you're like a dad to me, you definitely were. You treated me fantastic, and you brought me in to the people that were closest to you, and can't thank you enough. And so we miss you greatly, and we'll think about you every day we're on a baseball field because, again, most of what I've learned as far as technique goes is because of you. And outside of the swearing and the drinking, I take a lot of that to the level of coaching that I do today. But can't thank you enough. I'm very appreciative that you were in my life. And thank you for listening to Good Chatter. Again, JP25 Media. You can find the website again at jp25.media. YouTube, if first time you're seeing this, please click subscribe in the upper right corner. But otherwise, we're good to go.
Don't play scared. Be fucking aggressive. Don't play scared. Play smart, right? Kick somebody's fucking ass. Stars. Here we go, baby.